It's been 2 weeks since the trade up to gold items update, and in this video we'll be looking at the real reasons why Valve did this update and what they are planning to do next. But before going to that, this video was sponsored by Skins Monkey, which is a trading platform where you can trade your old rusty CS2 skins for some new shiny ones in seconds. You just select the skins that you want to trade and the ones that you want to get. You click trade and it's done. If you use my code OZNI on the website, you get a bonus of up to $5 for free and a 35% bonus when buying balance. They also host giveaways in the freebies page, and link to Skins Monkey is in the description. So let's look at the reasons why Valve pushed this update. First of all, reds. They achieved 2 things with this update. First, reds that used to be worthless are now worthy, and second of all, reds are mostly traded on the Steam community market. Why? Because it's the only place where you can buy them and instantly use them in a trade-up. It also helps that the Steam market is a way to get these reds and skins in general where you can't get trade reversed. But this is not it, because with reds being better, they achieved another huge thing, and it has to do with cases. Cases are suddenly more interesting and more profitable. You shouldn't open them, of course, but getting reds now feels good and actually is a reward for cases where reds were very cheap. So this update 100% leads to more cases being opened, aka more profit for Valve. But another thing that they achieved with this update is gold item prices going down. And this is great for 2 reasons. First of all, more golds are now below the Steam limit and can be traded there. And second of all, cheaper golds means more people can afford them, which overall brings more interest to skins from casual players who might have less money to spend. Before this update, a $500 budget combo would be considered very cheap and you could only use low tier gold items, and now that same budget gives you many more options. As someone who makes skins videos, the difference is unbelievable, and long term this update should keep gold prices pretty cheap, especially for lower tier ones. Another key factor in this update, in my opinion, is the new sealed terminals. Why? Well, in these you can't really buy gold items, only coverts. In the future, I think that Valve will add some sort of gold item collection where to get those golds you have to use coverts that you buy from the terminals. They could never add golds to the terminals because of the $2,000 Steam limit, so this way they can do it, and it's basically the only way they could have done it without breaking the market. Imagine they released a skeleton emerald on the terminal that was maxed at 2k. That would break absolutely everything, so this was actually very smart from them and leads to something else. Getting rid of in-game gambling. This has 2 sides. First of all, before this update you had to open cases to get a gold. There was no other way to actually get a gold, and now you are guaranteed a gold by putting up 5 coverts in a contract. And you are even guaranteed a gold after you open X amount of cases, and you basically put everything into trade-ups, sort of like a pity system in gacha games. Another side is, I think Valve are slowly getting rid of cases to prepare for future loot boxes loss, and since the Genesis terminal released, I've been saying that Valve want to replace the weekly drop cases with terminals as more are released. This becomes even more clear as there is only 1 terminal in the weekly drop and it has like a 40% chance of dropping, so Valve want people to get these instead of cases. And if they want to completely replace the weekly drop cases with terminals in the next few years, there had to be a way to actually get golds from these terminals, and cover trade-ups is that way. Now let's talk about 2 things people are saying that I think are wrong. First of all, Valve wants to end third-party websites and force you to use the Steam market. I really think that Valve does not want to destroy third-party websites. This is pretty confirmed in my opinion. Let's break it down. The existence of third-party websites where you buy and sell skins is the only way for skins to be worth real money. If you take this away, no one is opening cases, no one is buying armory passes, and no one is doing trade-ups. Skins would be pretty much worthless. Obviously, Valve doesn't want this. They want to reclaim some of the profits back to the Steam market, but they definitely do not want third-party websites gone, or they will lose almost all profit that they make with Counter-Strike. And second of all, people have been saying that Valve wants to end skin rarities and make everything affordable with these trade-ups, but this just makes no sense. They basically redid the trade-up formula and purposely made it so crafting factory new gloves is extremely hard. You need very low float reds, and the same goes for manufacturing new knives. If they really wanted certain skins to stop being so rare, they just wouldn't do this. They would have made them very easy to craft. So this is why I think Valve dropped this update, but keep in mind that this is speculation at the end of the day. But let me know if you agree or disagree with my points, and if you made it this far, comment the word terminal, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.